My name's Sid, and I was minding my own business until I got an unexpected call from the Fifth Gear Recharge team. Obviously, I thought they got the wrong number, but turns out that they hadn't. And what's even more bonkers was the fact that they wanted me on the show. Me, Sid North, otherwise known as Sideways Sid. Seeing as my background is ragging tasty motors around on the internet, I assumed they were going to give me something really, well, raggable to drive for this show. But instead, they put me in an old MGB. Really? It's not really the sort of car that I had in mind. Okay, the MG was very successful, with sales of 500,000 between 1962 and 1980, but that was a long time ago. And the 1.8 litre engine, which produces 95 horsepower, seems a bit limp today. Great when my dad was back in school, but for me in today's world, not so much. The good news is that I'm only driving this old MGB so that I can compare what it's like to drive with that old MGB. But don't be fooled, because this is a 21st century car. It's still rear-wheel drive, but RBW alongside Continental Engineering have developed an all-new, all-electric powertrain. At this point, some of you might be recoiling in horror, believing that classic MGBs are being torn apart to make way for newfangled technology. Fear not, because these body shells are brand new heritage ones. And there's more good news. The new body shells haven't been altered to make room for the electric motors or batteries, which means if you wanted to, you could put a combustion engine back into this. However, I doubt many people will do that. So what's this electric bee like to drive? For starters, it's not quite as quick as other fast EVs, where it pushes your skull into the back of the headrest. 0 to 60 is getting on a bit. 9 seconds. Which is, well, about the same as a Ford Fiesta or an average VW Polo. And the top speed of 85 miles an hour won't exactly blow your mind either. Which is 25 miles an hour slower than the petrol version MGB. And it's only got 5 more horsepower from the 70 kilowatt motor. But chest-thumping stats aren't what this car is about. It's the way it handles, the steering, the sheer delicacy, the fact that you can take it down a country B road and just enjoy carrying the momentum. It's got a 50-50 weight distribution, so the balance is nigh on perfect. Yeah, other cars will be faster, but the limit of grip's a lot lower. You can just feel the car moving around beneath you. And that's where the excitement comes from. And there's another side that I really like, something that the original has definitely not got. It's so usable, it's so livable. Also, this is 10 times more reliable than the original MGB, that's for sure. But RBW has kept the car sufficiently old school, so you never forget that you're still in a B. People like you in it. You jump into a Porsche and people sort of just, get a little bit hateful, spiteful of you. Whereas this, it's quite cute, it's British, there's a nice vibe to it. Let's talk about range. Well, if you drive this at a steady 70 mile an hour on the motorway, you're expected to get around 140 miles out of it. You drive on some A or B roads at slower speeds, you'll be able to get 160 miles, which ain't too bad considering the batteries are quite tiny. And there's a good reason for that. This car is only 30 millimeters longer than a modern Mini, but 160 millimeters lower, and a massive 210 millimeters narrower. So the battery is small because the car is small, but on the plus side, the RBW is just 40 kilos heavier than the original version. Now, let's get on to the subject of price. Be expected to pay around about £90,000. So yeah, this is the same price as a brand new Porsche 911 Carrera or even a Porsche Taycan. Ouch. But we know that EV classic car conversions aren't cheap, and as the company's order books are full, it's clear people are prepared to cough up. I just wish there was a slightly nippier one out there. And what do you know? There is. Yes, RBW have made a racing version that demonstrates how it can be tuned for greater performance.
What's it like? Well, it's a lot livelier than the road car. We're out on track.
In fact, with a top speed of 110 miles per hour, this car is 30 miles an hour quicker than the road-going model and 2.5 seconds faster to 60.
No power-assisted steering, so it feels accurate, precise. Yeah, it feels good. It feels properly fast.
And there's even more performance if you want it. The car I'm driving has 214 newton meters of torque, but this can be increased to 420.
It still feels beautifully balanced. There's too much understeer, you can dial it out with a trailing throttle. You can pitch it in on the brakes and make it dance. Yeah, it feels properly sorted. Oh, that is brilliant. I bloody love it. Yeah.
Like petrol cars, performance comes at a cost because the range is reduced to 70 miles, but that still gives me another 100 plus laps of this Kerbera track.
Yeah, that's what we want.